You're going to watch the floor the rest of the evening. Well, what do you think? Better still, what did you think the first time you saw me?
Truthfully?
Truthfully?
You weren't as old as I thought you'd be.
Good. Good. Is that a good likeness? What do you think?
Excuse me?
Is this the way Mr. Theodore Roosevelt looks? You have seen him, have you not?
No, not in person.
But you are an American.
I was born in Tallahassee, but I never saw the president.
He never goes to Tallahassee.
Not as a general rule. But I would have to say that from the photographs I've seen that this is a very good likeness. Would you like me to serve you?
After a while, perhaps. Tell me, what is this Tallahassee like? Is it important?
Important? No, not like New York or Washington or Chicago. But it's very beautiful. It's lush green hills, terribly humid in the summer. In the evenings, we languished on front porches.
Front porches?
Like a balcony. Except on the ground floor. In the evenings, everyone sat on their front porches.
Front porches? Interesting notion.
You've never been to America. Oh, then you should go.
That's impossible.
I don't understand.
I never leave the palace.
You mean you've never been outside the palace?
I went to Bursa once, 20 years ago.
But you've never seen the very countries that you rule?
It is not necessary. I have thousands of spies. They tell me everything.
But they can't tell you how the local wines taste to bring back the sounds of the languages or the smells of the marketplace.
You are the only one who can tell me about front porches in Tallahassee. Come now.
I have studied the arts of how to please you, and they have taught me how to be the Eastern woman. But that doesn't change the way I was brought up. I've always imagined how love should be, and it's not like this. It's not on demand.
Then how is it?
In the West, men seduce the women with time, courtship, and marriage.
Are you refusing me?
I'm yours. I will do whatever you want. But if I sleep with you tonight, it will be a lie, a practiced lie that will show you all I have been taught, but it will show you nothing of my heart.
What is so special about a woman's heart that makes it worth waiting for?
We talked all night long. He asked a lot of questions.
And he found you interesting?
He seemed to, yes.
Oh, this is a very good sign.
But Usta, how long will it take me to win my freedom?
First, you must win him. Remember, Jessica, real power comes after you have made love to a man.
Whatever Jessica does, it doesn't matter. Not in the end. Whatever she does, she is doomed.
Go into the palace. Tell the astrologer I need him immediately. You may go. She's been with him all night. She's just left him.
That might be the end of it.
What if it isn't?
Why are you so worried?
Oh, I should have followed my instinct.
Even novelties become familiar.
What if she gives him a son?
You are the first cardinal.
But everything could change if he takes a new wife.
Not everything. Your son is the heir.
He never sees him. He never even asks about him.
Well, of course not. The boy is sequestered for his own protection.
But who will protect my son against her?
Then it is your son you're worried about. If she were to have a son, he would be the one in danger. You are far more powerful than she could ever be. That's not what frightens you.
What if she takes him from me?
The Sultan. But you lost him years ago.
No. I've never lost him entirely. Not as long as I'm in his presence. Perhaps I don't have his love the way it was, but there was always something there. What if she takes that away from me?
Then you would do what is necessary.
Spying on the Qadim could be considered an act of disloyalty.
My first loyalty is to the Sultan. My second is to you.
What is he doing here?
He's yours.
Mine.
Yours.
Why?
Because you become very important, you need someone to protect you.
Him? And he's mine. He'll do whatever I tell him.
Whatever.
This is not one of your better disguises. A eunuch? I think I liked you better as a gypsy. It wouldn't be very difficult for me to have you exposed.
You won't do that.
I could have you killed.
You won't do that either.
How can you be so sure?
Because I've come here to help you escape.
Really? And after we escape, who will you sell me to this time?
I will see to it that you get back to the embassy.
You expect me to believe that?
I have proof.
Nothing you could say could prove you want to help me.
Or maybe you don't want to escape.
Maybe I found a way to survive.
But in that case, there's nothing to keep me.
Wait, where are you going? Come back. What really brings you here?
Your fiancé hired me.
How do you know Charles?
Lady Ashley arranged our meeting.
You could have heard those names anywhere. I've been betrayed twice, once by a man in the bazaar and once by you.
How do you believe me?
Perhaps I should find myself another job.
Your Highness, we have reports that an increasing number of soldiers are deserting.
That should be brought to the attention of my officers.
Your officers are at a disadvantage. It's 3 months since the soldiers received any pay.
The soldiers serve their sultan for the honor, not the money.
That may have been true once, but not anymore. Times are different.
Not so very different.
Maybe what the soldiers need is a great battle. A victory.
What they need is money to feed their families.
I will consider the problem. You may leave. Stay. This doesn't bore you.
Not at all.
What do you think?
It would seem to me that you put yourself at great risk if you allow the army to disintegrate.
Then you agree with my advisor.
He seems to be a reasonable man, one who weighs his opinions and decisions carefully. A man of conscience.
Is conscience something you value?
Very much.
What of my astrologer?
He seems loyal, but not very modern in his thinking.
No conscience? Come and sit beside me. I want to show you something. To protect me from assassins. Very 20th century.
Very.
Vallahi eyvallah, orada görüşürüz.
That's it. That's the signal. We must prepare to leave.
Hurry. I'm only 3 footsteps ahead of the Sultan.
He's coming here? Now?
A very great honor. Everything your Imperial Highness wants shall be provided for. Every whim shall be attended to. Every fantasy shall be fulfilled.
What I want is to be alone with this woman. They tell me that you're not interested in jewels or dresses. That the treasury has got nothing that you want.
They tell you the truth.
If this is so, then how am I to court you? I've been thinking about taking a second wife. What I'm saying is that you have the promise of marriage. You could be the second cousin.
But in America, a man has only one wife.
This is not America.
And the first cut-in, would she want there to be a second?
The first cousin wants only what I want. I was hoping for the second to be the same.
If we were to be married, I would want to be a virgin on my wedding night.
And I would want a wife with experience. This Western courtship is beginning to bore me. You really have no choice.
They move closer to the treasury.
What is it?
You'll be quite safe here. This has nothing to do with you. We must leave immediately. If you can't reason with them, kill them.
It's too late for reason.
Continue firing, soldier!
But they're not armed.
They are traitors! Some whom we suspect to be members of the rebel brood.
They disguise themselves as soldiers now.
There may have been some rebels disguised as soldiers, but most of these men are your men. Your soldiers. They were striking out against you tonight.
You exaggerate this business for the army.
Your Highness, I'm simply saying that
a handful of greedy soldiers stage a foolish demonstration, and you would have me believe that my entire army is ready to desert.
I'm simply saying the problem does exist. It cannot be ignored.
There is no serious dissension.
And what would you call this?
Even though our opinions sometimes differ, I've always thought your advice worthy of note. Perhaps you could be of greater value to me elsewhere. I understand the situation in Macedonia needs attending to.
Is it over?
For the moment, yes. But the soldiers won't be kept at bay for long. Our fight has finally moved inside the palace walls. They've sealed the gates. No one can get out.
We won't be able to escape.
Not now. I'll sleep here tonight. It's much too dangerous for everyone now. Jessica! They were not dervishes. They were hired killers.
Killers?
The Sultan has many
They
enemies.
were not meant for the Sultan.
What are you saying?
They were meant for you.
Your Majesty, this is what I have learned from the people. The rebels are hiding in the Armenian quarter.
The Armenians have always given us trouble.
If they move the rebels from house to house, they stay no longer than a few days in one place.
What of their leader?
There are rumors that Tariq Pasha is dead. But I think not. His following grows every day.
His Majesty must move quickly.
What do you suggest?
I think you should consider doing what your grandfather would have done.
It was merciless. His measures were dangerous and extreme.
He was very effective. He saved the empire.
What is he saying? What is he really suggesting?
The Sultan did not ask your opinion.
I'm not giving an opinion. I'm asking a question.
Your questions are not needed at this
He
time.
amuses me. I think he's suggesting that the army move into the Armenian quarter and attack the rebels and the traitors who hide them.
Murder them? I can't believe that you would allow innocent citizens to be massacred.
Revolutionaries must be eliminated before they get any stronger.
I think there's a flaw in your plan. One problem we have not addressed.
And that is?
My conscience.
How can you say such a thing?
All I'm saying is he can be a very compassionate man.
Don't you know why this compassionate man had this parrot cage built? So that the shrieks of the birds would cover the screams of torture coming from the prisoners on the other side.
Why should I believe you? You have your own reasons for thinking him to be what you do, but he is not some horrible monster. I've seen him act otherwise.
But what have you seen?
He refuses to allow the army to attack the Armenians, even though he has proof that they are hiding the rebels.
How do you know these things?
Well, the Sultan talks to me.
What do you mean he talks to you?
Does it surprise you so much that he might be interested in what I have to say, what I think? The Sultan has asked me to marry him.
I don't believe it.
Was it so hard to believe that a man might find me desirable?
Sultan finds all women desirable. Now, if what you say is true, that you do have the Sultan's ear, what you find out could be very valuable to us. It might be weeks before we have another opportunity to escape. Now, that time could be well spent.
Are you asking me to be your spy?
I'm asking you to join the revolutionaries.
I'm sorry, I can't.
There is going to be a revolution. Now, you could help thousands achieve the sort of freedom that you have taken for granted all your life.
Don't give me a speech about how to make the world a better place to live. It's meaningless coming from one who sold me into slavery.
I didn't know the Harem had affected you so much. Jewels are more important than freedom.
As the Sultan's Kardin, I would be very powerful. But I suppose you don't think a woman could handle that kind of power, do you?
Some women could. Not you.
Why not?
Because you don't have a woman's heart.
Your Imperial Highness cannot rely on the judgment of men. There is another, more powerful council that should not be ignored.
The stars? I'm to trust to the stars for an answer?
The stars? No. But perhaps the dervishes. The holy men advised your grandfather. He sought the council often. Perhaps they could help again.
I haven't been to Brusa for 20 years, but I need to consult with the holy men and also Jessica. I want you to see the old ways, the ancient customs.
But you can't go out like that with no protection. What if you're recognized?
I want to see the marketplace. Put on your plainest dress.
Why do you stay behind me?
Because in Turkey, the husband must walk behind the wife. I knew you would understand our ways, our customs.
Come with me. Faces a grave decision. They are praying he will find guidance.
What decision?
Things that do not concern you, things that are of a political nature.
Bayram şafağı sıkazgan. Ordumuz berada. Asilere karşı. Harekatta kaçacaktır. Kılıcımızın hiddetinden hiç kimse kurtulamayacak. Hiç kimse bağışlanmayacaktır.
On the dawn of the Feast of the Flowers, the armies will march into the Armenian quarters against the revolutionaries. No one will be spared. No one will be forgiven. Nothing you can say or do will change anything.
Anyone discovered to belong to any revolutionary group shall be executed. Anyone found distributing the writings or voicing the ideas of the rebels shall be hanged.
You have to get me back to the palace.
That's impossible.
You have to help me. Tell them I'm sick, tell them whatever you have to, but I must leave this place now.
You may all leave now.
Do you want some food?
Nothing, just leave. Everyone. Stay.
Where have you been?
Bursa.
With the Sultan?
Yes.
Why didn't you tell me?
There wasn't time.
How am I supposed to protect you if I don't know where you are?
Why are you acting like this?
Like what?
As if you care for me.
What is it you want to tell me?
You were right about him, about everything. I want to help you. In 2 weeks, as the harem prepares for the Feast of the Flowers, the army will prepare for a massacre.
The Sultan's army takes boys, children of 11, 12, sometimes even 10, and forces them to be soldiers. Now, I would have been a soldier, but my parents hid me. We took refuge in a mosque. My mother, my father, and my 3 sisters. We knew the penalty for refusing, but we thought at least in a mosque we would be safe. But even a mosque could not protect us. The soldiers stormed through the door. My mother covered me with her body to protect me from the bullets. And that night, hundreds of the dead were piled into a funeral pyre. Among them lay my entire family. I couldn't see their bodies. They had become nothing. And even though I was very young, I knew that at least in death there should be some dignity. And as I grew older, I began to believe there should be dignity in life as well. How long has it been since you slept? You should sleep. In the morning, we'll make plans.
Do you want the coffee in the bath? Or shall I bring it in here?
This is not what it seems.
Favorite ladies often have affairs of sorts with their eunuchs.
Thank you, Lonnie. You can see to the baths.
The Khadin sends a message. You are to join her this afternoon.
Everything I saw and what the Kislar told me. The revolutionaries will be attacked by the soldiers in a dawn raid on the Armenian quarters.
Let's go to Salim.
How do we get it out of the palace? Since the attack on the treasury, no one's been allowed in or out.
Jessica, ready?
Cannot go out as a brag. It's much too dangerous.
There is no Turkish saying. Once you have tasted the waters of the Bosphorus, and you will never cease to long for them. It's been true for me. It's past time for you to taste the waters. You know what you have to do.
Yes, I understand.
I only hope the Sultan has not lost interest. You can't put him off again.
She's married. Come and sit down. Oh, do look at that swinging on the water.
Bring me something, a few little sweetmeats, something that might amuse an Englishwoman.
They're always in the way, aren't they, Sultan?
sister, Jessica. Won't you join us? Have you met Lady Ashley?
So, how long have you been in the harem?
I don't know. Time has lost meaning.
Then you've learned to endure the endless waiting?
Well, there's nothing endless about it. It's a way of living.
I think that's what I admire most about harem women. They have learned to be content.
Women weave waiting songs. It's part of their nature.
How poetic. She really is quite lovely.
Yes, she is, isn't she?
Thank you for the compliment. Please take this as a token of my regard.
Thank you.
Oh, what a lovely afternoon.
I can't believe she'd involve herself in something like this.
Then who wrote this note? It doesn't look like a man's hand to me.
Well, it is her handwriting, but what does that prove?
Charles, perhaps Jessica has become involved. I have to tell you, the woman I saw today seemed very much in control of herself.
Well, what if Tarek has no intention of helping her escape? What if he's only in this for his own political purposes?
Charles, do you trust Jessica?
Of course, always.
Then trust Jessica.
Where are you going?
I'm going to deliver a message.
If you take that message to the rebels, you will only be putting her life in even greater danger.
Neither one of us can determine history.
So this has become a matter of politics for you too.
My dear Charles, for me, nothing is ever as simple as politics.
This woman is very ill. But I cannot find the cause.
Please, let me send for another doctor.
It won't do any good.
Let me send for someone.
They would find nothing. I've been poisoned.
But the doctor would have found something. There would have been some sign.
No, there is one that is absolutely untraceable. In sweetened coffee.
But when?
By the river. At the outing.
God. That coffee was meant for me, wasn't it?
The coffee was meant for all of us. Let's go now.
No, let me stay with you.
Please, go. Been many dreams before the final one.
Don't you understand? Things have changed for me. The people are not just nameless faces. Their screams can't be covered by shrieking parrots. I hear Ooster's voice. Yours. My own. You must go to your men.
If I go, you put yourself at great risk.
Come back for me.
It is time for us to make our move, but we cannot succeed without your armies. He plans to take his revenge on them for harboring our men. They are all to be slaughtered.
Which is why we must strike first.
Strike? How?
The palace. With your men and our own, we could ride against the Sultan.
Storm the palace with your handful of motley troops against the Sultan's army? Even for a writer, Salim, your imagination exceeds itself.
Is there a better way?
Perhaps. The palace is a fortress, giving the Sultan and his men every advantage, but once outside its gates, dispersed through the Armenian quarters.
We have ourselves a more even fight.
Exactly. And you could entrench yourselves in the Armenian quarters.
What?
As the Sultan plans to attack on the Feast of the Flowers, you could be there ready for them. You could strike them before they even knew you were there. And then, if you beat them, then you could think about taking the palace. Which should be a considerably easier target without the Sultan's army being there to defend it.
And this fight in the Armenian quarter, how are we supposed to protect the women and children?
You can't help the cost of lives.
But these are the same people who protected us.
People die in revolutions, Salim.
We shall try to get word to as many Armenians as is possible. I see no other way. So you are with us then?
That I have not said.
Why can't the man say yes or no?
It's not easy for him.
Do you think he'll join us?
If he doesn't, we'll attack without him. I'll see you in 24 hours.
Why? Why go back to the palace now?
I have no choice. I promised to save the woman. Laying siege to the palace was a decision I had to make. No one will be safe there.
Let her be killed then.
I can't.
Then things have changed for you.
He's with his men.
Tariq.
Jessica. Jessica.
Yes, I will. Yes.
Lonnie? Yes?
Lonnie, what is it?
Stupid. Stupid little girl.
Jessica. Don't turn your heads away. You can look at this face unveiled. Gaze at it. I want you to remember it. Then you will know the face of a traitor.
What shall be done with her?
There should be no question. She should be drowned in the Bosphorus.
It's been years since there's been a ritual death.
It's been years since the Sultan has been betrayed by a woman.
I want to know what happened. All of it. And you will tell me. Begin. Begin.
I'll tell you all you need to know. I was sent into the palace as a spy by your enemies. I used this woman for information. When she discovered who I was, I raped her. Then I would have killed her.
He's lying. She was clinging to him like a lover.
Quiet, all of you. Are we to believe that you, some filthy barbarian of the street, are an agent of our enemies? That you're a spy sent here to gather information? Why, you hardly seem clever enough to read, let alone fool some innocent girl.
My name is Tariq Pasha.
Come. Sit down beside me. Bring in the executioner. If this man speaks the truth, then you would want him dead as much as I. Prepare. Is yours. The power of life and death is in your hands. Carry on. Take care. Must congratulate you. You are the only single man in the history of this empire that has managed to create quite such a stir.
Your Majesty has provided me with many opportunities, many causes for complaint.
So it would seem. But tell me, do you really think that any of you stand a chance against the Empire?
The people will not be put down. Not now, not ever.
You're a clever man. I admire your skill and your convictions, however misguided they might be. You're also an extremely dangerous one. Take it.
I know you must feel that I betrayed you too.
No, you only betrayed yourself. You will die quietly, and your lover will die in public execution.
No. The Sultan said the decision was mine. His life would be spared.
Listen, it was only for a moment. Your life only brought him a few days.
me do it!
Drowned, poor lass. Oh, at first she was a mermaid for sure. I didn't get more lately. It was no accident, not with these bound hands. Whatever it is, I'll wager she's a beauty.
Where am I?
Lord, save us. The mermaid speaks English.
Jessica. Jessica.
We'll be in the study.
Please find my father, Mr. Gray. I want to see him.
But, sir...
Do as you're told. Brandy?
Please. Just seems so silly we're acting like such strangers. I just don't know where to begin.
Take all the time you need. I never gave up hope, Jessica. I never stopped loving you.
I always counted on that.
Then what's the matter?
Love frightens me. I've changed so much.
But love adapts to change.
There are things I have to tell you.
No, you don't.
No, I think it's only fair that you know.
I fell in love with a girl, Jessica, but I'm prepared to love the woman.
You could forgive everything I've done.
Forgive and never ask.
Where is my father? I think it would be better if I could see him.
Jessica.
Where is he?
Jessica. All this was too much for your father. He died in Damascus. I'm sorry. But I'll take care of you now. We'll go home to England as soon as possible. I'll make plans tomorrow.
Everything just as I left it.
A whole life there, Jessica. Waiting to be resumed. Give her time.
Several times, but I think this gave the aid for anything.
Clearly.
Jessica? Are you all right?
What are they doing? The guns, the guards?
For our protection, I suppose.
It's a different kind of cage.
Yes, you do know, of course, that you should be resting in your room, not wandering around the embassy in your nightgown. Maybe appropriate in the harem, but it's not terribly British, you know.
Of course. It's not very British at all. Lady Ashley, there are things I have to know. You must help me find his friends. His life depends on it.
If I help you, I would say Charles. Have you considered how your leaving now is going to affect him?
Of course I have. But he'll understand. I'll make him understand as soon as it's over.
Jessica. Why are you going?
I have a debt to repay.
To Tarek? Are you sure you haven't fallen in love with him?
My future is with Charles, but I have to do this now.
Then please see him before you leave the embassy.
I have no time, not even to mourn my father. Please. I need your help. I am looking for Salim.
Is Tariq with you?
He's in the Sultan's prison. He's to be executed tomorrow morning at the Feast of the Flowers. What are they doing?
Making uniforms. We have to look like an army tomorrow, even if we don't have the strength of one.
Where are the soldiers from the Sultan's army?
They never came. With the commander and his men, we might have had a chance. And it's not good to be without a leader.
It's not too late to save Tariq's life.
We cannot risk sending one of our best men into the palace. We need every man for the battle.
Then send me. I know the palace. I know what has to be done.
You know the harem.
And the sound of the parrots will lead me right to Tariq.
A uniform. And money for bribes. Do you need anything else?
Nothing. Thank you, Salim.
Jessica, if we succeed tomorrow, you should leave this place. Go home, back to your own people. You and Tariq, he's a man with only one love, his country and what it could be. There isn't room for anything else.
Perhaps I also believe in what you're trying to do.
I'll show you the way back to the road.
I haven't seen you before. Have any of you seen him before? He's a mule. He can speak. Give me some wine.
Halt! My friend, we've been waiting.
Where are the others?
They're ready.
Forward!
The whole quarter's with us.
We will need their help.
They'll give us whatever help we need. Down this way.
We've started on the barricades.
Close up now. Come on, quickly.
Who are you?
A dream.
Open your windows and listen! Open your windows! I bring you a message from your Sultan! Open your windows or the soldiers will open them for you! We know you are hiding the rebels! You have been manipulated by traitors! Time has come to give up the rebels among you! Who will be the first to serve the Sultan? Perhaps you don't understand! People are going to die today, but you have a choice. Will it be the traitors or your children, your wives? Give us the rebels. So, none of you has anything to say. Executioner! In the name of His Imperial Majesty the Sultan, Tariq Pasha is condemned to death for crimes against His Imperial Majesty, for crimes against the Empire!
Our people.
In the name of the Sultan!
Don't do anything in his name! It is time for your consciences to override your orders!
I command you to fire!
see that the callers get these proclamations into the streets immediately.
How long have you known about the revolution?
We never know about anything, but we must be prepared for everything. You could have been my cousin.
That moment was gone before we even met.
I've been waiting for you.
You seem to make a habit out of saving my life today.
And who will save your life now?
That has already been decided.
What?
You will use me as a peaceful transition between our governments. I shall become a constitutional monarch, with no real power, of course. It's with the people now.
The Sultan has issued the call for a general election, for a parliament. The Sultan wishes to bring equality to the empire, to give the people a voice.
Today they celebrate their similarities. The human bond that links all of us. Tomorrow they will remember their differences. That's when the real work begins. The real test.
Is that why Salim said there'd be no place for me in your new country?
He said that?
He said that I should return to England, that I should go back to my own people. That you are a man with only one love. Charles wants me to return to England. We never talked about him.
We don't have to. We know he waits for you.
What about you?
My place is here. I was part of a moment, not part of your life.
I want to know that you loved me. I want to know that for a while you really loved me.
Words matter so much.
Thank you for bringing her back.
It was her decision.
I thought your apologies were for what happened with the Sultan.
You said you were never going to ask.
I remember when we first met. He was so gallant, your young man.
We both owe you very much.
You've learned to live under the most extraordinary circumstances. Now I hope you can learn to put them aside.
Did you?
Not very effectively, and never for very long.
I'm doing the right thing.
Of course you are. Oh, so many times when I miss England dreadfully. But it's impossible for me to go back now.
We should be getting on board.
Never doubt your decision. The England you left is not the England you return to because you have changed. Of course, if you had decided to stay here, your destiny would have been determined by history, not by you. So much here is uncertain.
Is everything ready?
It seems so. Well.
Well?
You're making a fool of yourself.
I don't care.
It's not him.
Of course not.
It couldn't be.
I know.
Jessica. If it were.
If...
I won't wait for you again.
Charles. I'm sorry.
Do to make you stay?
You ask me.